So over the course of 23 different movies, you can probably expect a lot of fight scenes in these movies, and there are a lot. So I'm going to be ranking the top 10 best or personal favorites of mine, including an honorable mention. Now, all these fight scenes are going to contain, most of them, no weapons, and just a one-on-one fight. Just no weapons, just a hand-to-hand combat between Bond and another guy. And let's start with the honorable mention. The Quantum of Solace knife fight's really good. I mean, it's got a few quick cuts I'm not too a fan of, and it's only like a minute, but it's a really good fight scene. The choreography is solid. Daniel Craig does great in it. The other guy does great in it. They're both at their best in this fight. It's brutal. It's not one of those corny fights where Bond hits him and the guy feels no pain. It is a raw and brutal fight scene. I mean, guys are getting thrown into doors and stuff. It's pretty crazy, and it's a really cool fight scene. Not quite enough to make it to my top 10 though, but here are the ones that did. What made me want to choose this fight scene as number 10 was the fact that, first of all, the set piece is great, and second of all, it's James Bond versus the grandfather of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. That's pretty awesome. Plus it's well choreographed. I might want to point that out too. Yes, it's a very well choreographed fight. It's brutal, it's raw. Did I mention it's between the grandfather of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? Yeah, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's one of my favorite scenes in You Only Live Twice. It's great. What? Only number 9? Yeah, the fight scene with Bond and Oddjob is a pretty great fight, but to me, I don't feel like Bond really gets a hit on Oddjob that hurts him, and so I feel like Oddjob's just this guy that can beat the crap out of Bond. And yes, that causes a lot of tension, because you know that this guy could beat the crap out of you, but it'd be nice to see Bond get some hits on this guy rather than just being thrown around and relentlessly trying to fight for his life, which is great because that causes a lot of tension, him fighting for his life. The fact that these two have been rivals the whole movie, and the fact that he's got to take down this guy to get to the bomb, to deactivate it, to save everyone at Fort Knox and to stop Goldfinger's plan. So that's why I like it so much. I mean, the set piece is great too, but I just feel like there are fight scenes out there that are a little better this one, but this one's still really entertaining, especially for the film it's in. It's in a very riveting finale, so I give it that. The first half an hour of Diamonds Are Forever is awesome, the rest of the movie, not so much. He kills off Blofeld, then he talks to M, and then he has this epic elevator fight scene with Peter Franks, who's really integral to the plot, and their fight scene is just freaking raw. Again, it's all in the elevator too, so the fact that they were able to craft it and choreograph it so well and intensely in this enclosed area just is awesome. It's really impressive in my opinion. And I mean, the shots and everything about it is just well directed. There's no music to go along with it, so it's kind of cool because you hear all the raw hits and the glass and everything, and you really feel like you're there in that fight scene. That's what I like about it so much. It was either this fight or the opening fight scene of On Her Majesty's Secret Service, but I wanted to keep it one-on-one fight, so I chose this one. Plus, I think it's a little more brutal because it's not just in sand. It's in a hotel room, and they're just breaking stuff, like lamps and stuff, and they're crashing into different things, like the wall and stuff, and it's pretty intense. It's pretty brutal, again, and that's why I love these brutal Bond fight scenes, and this one's definitely one of the best. It's fast-paced, it's quick, editing's good. I mean, it's got that fast cut move, but that's fine. It's still a great fight. What I love so much about this fight scene is how stylized it is. I mean, this wasn't the first time Bond fought this guy, Patrice, in the movie. He fought him at the beginning of the movie on top of a train, and the only reason why I chose this one was because it was a little more stylized than original, and because, well, Bond's already fought a guy on top of a train before, so I just picked this one because this one is so cool. I mean, it's only a minute long, but it's so stylized, and it's all in one take. The choreography is awesome, and sometimes you can't tell who's who, and it adds to the suspense. Overall, it is just an excellent fight scene, and Daniel Craig got back in the game by this fight scene. Anytime in The Spy Who Loved Me or Moonraker when Bond fights Jaws, it is entertaining, especially this train fight scene. It's the second best train fight scene that Bond's ever had, and yeah, this is probably the best Jaws fight scene because Jaws is much more powerful than Bond, but Bond can still hit him unlike the Oddjob fight scene. He actually gets Jaws hurt a little bit, and it's still a really brutal fight scene. It's not as corny as you think it would be. It's actually a very well done, well choreographed, and raw, gritty fight scene, despite Jaws having metal teeth, including this part right here where he bites the thing. I think he's just showing up to Bond like, yeah, dude, if I bite you, you're screwed. And I kind of like that. And Richard Kiel, I can just tell he's enjoying this role, and that's what I love about this fight scene. Moore is great in it too. So yeah, these two guys fighting, it's always awesome. The fight scene with Necros in the Living Daylights is a pretty awesome fight. I mean, it's intense. Timothy Dalton is good in it, obviously, because he's Timothy Dalton. The actor who plays Necros is actually pretty underrated, too. The stunt work, though, is what sells it. This stunt work is freaking spectacular. I mean, it looks dangerous, and just the camera looks great, of course. The choreography, they did the best they could for what they were doing here. They make it so intense. There's a bomb going off and they're gonna fall off. It's dangerous, it's exciting, it's awesome, and that's why it's on this list, of course. Now, I'm kind of cheating with this part because the whole sequence itself isn't really a fight scene. It's just this one part right here on top of a crane. But the choreography is great. The two actors are doing fantastic. And, yeah, the whole thing, yeah, it's all stunt work. But the whole thing's more like a foot chase. But, you know, I really can't rank this anywhere else. I also wanted to put the opening fight scene on here. And then the machete fight, but the machete fight had more than one guy, and there was a weapon involved. And the opening fight, I don't know, and it was great, but I want to include this because this whole thing is spectacular. The foot chase itself isn't obviously a fight scene, but that part right there alone is what I'll use to make it count, but that's why I'm kind of cheating. But this whole thing is amazing, and these stunts I saw were done for real. I mean, obviously they had wires on, but still, it's dangerous, and it is spectacular. Probably my favorite part of Casino Royale. I mean, there's so many good parts, but this is probably my favorite action sequence, and it's just spectacular. Everything good about this fight scene has already been said, but I'll say it again because this fight scene is just the very first brutal fight scene. I mean, this is like the first intense fight scene Bond's ever been in. Because in Doctor No, he didn't really have any times when he was in real danger. But in this fight scene, it's brutal to the max. And, I mean, he's fighting Quint from Jaws, Robert Shaw. I mean, they're both fantastic in the fight scene. Q's briefcase comes into play, and it not only has some hardcore, great choreography, but it's also very gritty and realistic with the train sound and the enclosed area, and just, it's really intense with these scenes where Bond seems to be in real danger and he doesn't know what to do, where Red Grant is like, holy crap, this guy's kicking my butt. I mean, there's real acting here that just sells it as well, like their faces and everything, and they're like they are actually in danger and they're freaking out over this. I mean, just everything about it, like trying to find ways to stop each other because they're pretty much equal, and that's what I love about it so much, and that's what I love about the next fight scene too. The fight scene in Goldeneye is freaking phenomenal. I mean, it's Pierce Brosnan versus Sean freaking Bean. And it's awesome in that aspect. I mean, plus, Sean Bean is a great villain, and he's his equal. Again, like from Marshall with Love. But this one's even more brutal with the sound effects and everything. And it starts off as just a brutal fight in an enclosed area, like from Marshall with Love, with no sound or anything other than just the hits, with chains and everything they can do to stop each other again. And then just escalates to a fight on top of a satellite as a helicopter comes to save James while the Goldeneye satellite thing that they're at is about to blow up, and Sean Bean's ready to throw Bond off of the satellite onto the ground. It is so freaking intense. It's ridiculous, and that's what makes it better than the fight from Rush with Love. There's so many things going on to add to it. I mean, the green screening's a little obvious, but it doesn't even matter. It's like these two are doing so great in the fight, and the stunt work is spectacular on top of the satellite. The set piece is perfect. Everything about it is just phenomenal. That's why it's the best fight scene. But yeah, there's always something to love about James Bond. You know, the spectacle, the stories, the action, the women. Everything about these movies are awesome, and these fight scenes just prove that. So yeah, I hope you check out all these movies and all these fight scenes. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you liked it. So long, and look forward to more videos, because I'll keep making more top 10s like this and rankings and stuff. So long.